I'm going to go through a progression that was recently put out by PJF Performance. His name is Paul Fabritz. He does a lot of progressive work on joint health and vertical jump and speed and quickness. And I've used the concepts of this progression in rehabbing my knees and ankles before, but this progression really builds and really proves that you don't need special equipment to improve your dynamic balance. Okay, so I'll go through the progression quick and then you'll get to see me do it. The first step, 3 steps are foot completely on the ground and balancing here. Okay, and you're just balancing, looking straight ahead, and try to hold this for 30 seconds. Okay, should be pretty easy. Okay, you'll notice as I'm doing this that my foot is rocking back and forth a little bit and my toes are activated. Anytime my weight shifts slightly, my toes are what brings me back to center. Alright, so that's step number 1. Step number 2, you'll get in that same position and you'll look side to side. Okay? Alright, and as you see me do this, you'll see me rock back and forth slightly. Alright, when I turn my head this way, my body's balance, the vestibular system, has to re-center itself. I'm looking this way, but it's trying to center my body on this axis and in this plane. As I go back and forth, you can see I started to fall that way when I looked that way. Alright, being able to control your body and head movement at the same time is dynamic balance. Alright, so that's step number 2. Looking side to side for 30 seconds. If you can do that, move on to the third step. Third step is where proprioception starts to come in. And proprioception is your body's sense of your position, your movement, your acceleration. Some call it the sixth sense. Okay? There's receptors in your muscles, your tendons, your joints that if I close my eyes, I can tell that my arm is roughly near a 90-degree angle. I can tell that my arms are behind my back, and if I put my thumbs out, I can't touch my butt. And if I go right about here, I stick my thumb out, I'm right about at my butt. Okay, I have a sense of that. I don't know for a fact, I can't use my sight. Sense or smell doesn't come into play. Hearing doesn't come into play. Taste doesn't come into play. So really the only thing that comes into play is your sense. So into the third, you're going to, same position, close your eyes, and turn your head back and forth. Okay, you see, it's really easy to fall off balance. Alright, I'll try to do it again. If you can get past this step, you're at a very elite level. I can't even pass this step. Okay, you see how as soon as I close my eyes and start turning my head, my leg starts activating at a very high rate. I'm going back and forth, my toes are activated, everything in my leg is clenching up at a much higher rate than if my eyes are open. I'm taking away my visual sense, which is putting more stress on my vestibular system, my balance system, that's in your ears and in your head, which is what gives you balance, and that's putting more stress on that, and that's why you're seeing more activation in my leg. So we'll go again, eyes closed. Okay, if you can get past that, you got pretty good balance. Alright, so let's go to the next progression of 3. So there's those 3, and then this next 3. Alright, the difference between set 1 and set 2 is you're going to lift your heel off the ground. Alright, so again, the same first step, straightforward, eyes open, and you're going to hold with your heel off the ground for 30 seconds. Okay, so that's That's set 2, first progression. And then same thing for the second set and second progression. Heel off the ground and looking side to side. Okay? Again, a very difficult skill. And if you can accomplish that, your balance is elite. Okay? And then if you can get to the point where you're on the ball of your foot, eyes closed, turning your head, you're at a level that most aren't, or that is a very unique group of people. Okay, so you see it's a very tough skill, and there's a lot that goes into it. This proves, and one of the reasons I like this, because I've used the eyes closed movements before in rehab and in training, and I've always seen the benefits to it, but what this progression shows you is that you don't need to go buy a balance board, you don't need to buy a BOSU ball to work on your balance, okay? This progression will take you a long time to get through. If you can get through this, then you're going to be a lot better than when you started.